All right, so for those of you that are new to the channel, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. And those of you that have been watching me, you know about this already. But I had gotten 2 strikes on this channel. And as of right now, one of them expired on their own. And the other one, which was a warning, my first strike, I logged into my YouTube, I think last week, about a week ago. And I had this message pop up saying, if you want to remove the warning strike, you have to take this training, right? And it's some kind of YouTube sensitivity training. So I'm going to tell you guys this story. And I thought it was worth talking about because, for one, I'm not as paranoid as I was before in terms of my channel. I can be a little bit more loose with the things I say, although I'm still going to obviously watch what I say because YouTube still has their stupid rules, right? But I can take a little bit more of a risk, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And the first strike that I got was apparently over some COVID medical misinformation. Even though I've never said anything that was misinformation, YouTube found it to be misinformation, according to their doctors or whoever the hell works at YouTube that thinks they have a medical degree that knows more about medicine than I do, even though I'm not a doctor. But I'm pretty sure YouTube doesn't have a team of doctors that works there that knows whether something is medical misinformation or not. They base it off of the CDC and all this other shit, right? But they don't really know. They don't know the science. They don't know the science. You know, the science, like Dr. Fauci says. They don't really know what the truth is. They just believe whatever they're told by whatever organization, and they go by that. Even though there have been plenty of doctors that have gone against what these institutions have said. But I'm not going to get too deep into that. You guys know what I'm talking about. But I never said anything that was medical misinformation. But YouTube didn't care what I said. They just didn't want me to talk about it. So they gave me a strike, right? They gave me a warning. And I had that warning this whole time. And every time I would log into my fucking account, I see this shit there like a stain. And I'm like, why is this shit on my account? You know? And the reason why it's bothersome is because if you're a content creator, or even if you're not, just imagine that you have this like, it's like getting a bad grade or something, or just something that like you're getting disciplined for something that you didn't do wrong. It's the worst thing to look at, right? And it really did motivate. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It was a big factor in me not wanting to make videos. That's why I've pretty much stopped damn near making videos. I really took a step back from YouTube. You know, I could have made videos even dealing with all the shit I was dealing with because I had a lot of personal stuff going on, right? And I could have still made videos if I wanted to. But the fact that I had this, what I felt was wrongful strike against me for something that I know I'm not wrong about, although YouTube feels that I was, kind of pissed me off. And it just made me not want to do anything on YouTube. I was like, and the thing is this, I know I have videos on other platforms, but I'm going to tell you guys who are watching me on other platforms, I make content for YouTube. And then I put that content on other platforms. It has to be done on YouTube first, meaning YouTube has to accept my videos. And if YouTube accepts it, then I put it on the other platforms. But YouTube is the platform still. And I'm not happy about that. I'm not saying, oh, great, YouTube is the best place to be. I like YouTube's format. I like YouTube's style. I'm used to YouTube. Most people are. But it has the worst rules of all the platforms. And I hate that. It is what it is. I hate it. And I got a strike for something again. I'm going to keep saying this throughout because that's what this video is about, is talking about my strikes, right? Got a strike for something that I felt I wasn't wrong about. If you want to know what I'm talking about, the video it has Rihanna on the cover when she was at the Super Bowl. And I said some things about Rihanna and I said some things about COVID. Go look at that video and then you tell me if that's medical misinformation. And before you think you're a doctor, I suggest you go do your research and figure it out yourself to see what the truth is. That's all I'm going to say. But anyways, so in order for me to get the strike removed, YouTube had a message on my channel when I logged into my studio, and they were like, if you want to get this strike removed, you have to. And that's why I said sort of, right? They sort of removed it, but I'll explain that as I go. So they're like, if you want to get it removed, you have to do this training. It's a sensitivity training. I call it sensitivity training. That's not what they call it, but it's like, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do this, you can't do that. And they asked you a bunch of stupid ass questions, right? And the questions were so dumb. And I knew all the answers to all the questions. And I'm going to tell you how I knew all the answers. Because what YouTube wanted me to say, or what YouTube said was the answer, it was the opposite of what I thought. So I was like, as long as I say the opposite of what I think, which I know I'm right and they're wrong, I'm going to pass this test. Or I'm going to get all the answers right. Because it wasn't really graded. It was just answer the question right. If you get it wrong, you have to redo the question until you get it right. And then you go on to the next question. Once you complete all that shit, they say, congratulations, you completed the training. Your strike will be removed in 3 months. So I have to wait 3 fucking months until January before the strike is fully removed. So until that time, I still have that warning there. But it's just a warning, right? But still, I don't want to see that shit. I'm tired of fucking looking at it. Now, my other strike that got removed, I forgot. To be honest with you, it was so stupid that I forgot what I said that caused them to give me the strike. I don't remember. I don't even want to think about it, to be honest with you. But I'm going to talk about it here because that's the subject, right? So what I will say is that it happened in July, I think. And that was my second strike, but my first real strike, right? Because the first one was a warning. And then I had that. And I was like, fuck. Like, these motherfuckers are hitting me for dumb shit. Like, they can just... whatever the fuck they don't like that I have to say. And it's usually when I was saying something impactful. Like when my words were at their peak or I was really getting a message across, YouTube was like, oh, we don't like that. We got to give you a strike for that. That's what it felt like. So I was like, okay, cool. So they gave me a strike for whatever the fuck I said in July, in the beginning of July. I forgot what it was. I don't even give a fuck. And I was like, okay. So I had to wait August, September, October, 3 months before I felt comfortable enough to really pick up the pace again, right? Because I had a real strike, and the next strike would be my second strike. If I said anything again that they didn't like, then their rules are so fucking vague, right? Like nobody knows what the fuck you can and can't say. Like there are some things that are universally understood, but for the most part, it's so vague. It's like they change what you can and can't say. Like they even changed what you can say about voting and the elections. And I'm not even going to talk about that because I don't even know what you can or can't say about it. But they did change some things about that. And I don't know. I still don't understand what you can and can't say. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to fucking talk about it. Because on my original channel, they hit me with a strike for that. On this channel, they hit me with a strike for 2 other things. On my original channel, they hit me with a strike for talking about voting and the elections. So I was like, fuck, like these motherfuckers. And now they changed those rules. But long story short, yeah, they gave me that strike. They removed it October 3rd. So I was liberated. Like I was like, all right, so that shit's gone. And now this other strike is going to be gone in January. So I will be as of January, my channel will be like spotless, meaning no strikes, no warning, no strikes, no nothing. Right. So I'm basically going to be back in the quote unquote good graces of YouTube. We'll see how long that lasts. Right. Anyways, I'll try to be nice, YouTube, even though I haven't really I can't be nice. Let me say it in a better way. I'll try to work within your vague rules to get my points across. But if I can't, like I've been telling people, you should, whoever's watching, subscribe to my Patreon so that I can make content over there that YouTube can't fuck with, right? And I can say whatever I want. I tried to do Rumble one time in terms of trying to make that my focus, but not enough people stuff to me on Rumble. So it's not worth it to me to just do Rumble exclusive. Not right now, anyways. Maybe in the future. What I have decided to do is make my gaming channel. And the next video that I make, I'm going to talk about my gaming channel so you guys know where to find me. I'm going to have a link to that. And that's my new thing now that I want to do, right? I want to focus on my gaming channel. I'll still make videos here talking about the real truth of whatever I talk about. But unfortunately, YouTube doesn't like the real truth. So I have to be careful with telling you guys the real truth, which means I have to hold back the real truth and only tell you guys a half-assed truth, which kind of makes me look like a liar or a deceiver, or as if I'm not doing what the channel was intended to do, right? Which is give you guys the full real truth. And I knew that before, I made my channel. I knew that. But I had held out hope that things would progress in a manner in which YouTube would start pulling back their dumbass rules and start to actually let people be free and have free speech. That's what I thought, me being naive and stupid. I was like, yeah, maybe as time progresses, YouTube will loosen up their rules and I'll be able to say more. But no. That's not what's happening. It's actually getting more restrictive. And that's really fucking annoying. So the government needs to intervene or whatever. And YouTube needs to be regulated. That's the truth. YouTube needs to be regulated to allow free speech. Period. There should not be anything unless it's like, and see, that's the thing. If you're a free speech absolutist, there's really nothing that should be held back, right? But I still believe in some things like threats or terroristic things like that. I feel those are obvious, universally understood and agreed upon by most people that you shouldn't say things like that, right? But if I'm talking about COVID, or if I'm talking about an election, or whatever, or the other thing that they gave me a strike about, which I forgot what it was. If I'm talking about vague, or not vague, but general topics, right? And I'm just giving my opinion about something, I should be allowed to do that. I shouldn't have to have a fucking medical degree to talk about COVID. I shouldn't. You know how I know that I shouldn't? Because the motherfuckers that are giving me strikes don't have medical degrees. And they're giving me strikes. If they had medical degrees, they wouldn't be working for YouTube, right? They'd be in the medical field somewhere. But they're the ones that are deciding and dictating that what I said was wrong. And that I don't know what I'm talking about. Even though they're not a fucking doctor. I'm 1,000,000% certain that the motherfuckers that gave me a strike are not doctors. I'm infinitely certain. So, yet and still, they can tell me, who's probably done way more research into COVID than they have, that what I'm saying is wrong. Right? That's how it works. Fuck that shit. That tells you the kind of fucking world we live in, right? So if you guys don't believe me, the world is controlled by evil. And all these social media platforms and all this shit is controlled by evil. It's apparent, it's evident, right? It's the same thing with anything else, right? Like the election. I should be able to say whatever the fuck I want about the election. I should be able to say what I want about it. That's all I'm going to say. But yet and still, they're deciding what is the truth about that. They're like, oh, if you say this happened, you're wrong. You get a strike. But if you say this happened, you're good. Even if what you say is not true, as long as it agrees with YouTube and what they believe in their, let's be real, leftist policies and views, then they're good with it, right? You have to align with their bullshit. Well, that's not me, right? I don't align with any side, really. I just speak the truth on whatever I talk about. But I think I've said enough. I think you guys get the point. The point of this video is just to talk about how they sort of did something right by removing my strikes. But I still got to wait till fucking January to have a clean slate. And the fact that I had to do this stupid ass training that I knew the answers before I even saw the questions. I was like, as long as I say the opposite of what I know to be the truth, they'll give me the right answer. they'll say I'm right. So I had to lie, basically, to pass the test. And as long as it agrees with YouTube's bullshit beliefs. And they allowed me. They were like, okay, now you can get rid of the strike. But I got to wait, right? 3 months. It is what it is. Ugh, YouTube. Anyways, if you like, comment, subscribe, share where you can. Hit the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.